this is the big one. 700 of you crazy peoples. Just kidding. We do love you. Never expected to get this high. And I really want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch our videos, like our videos, subscribe to the channel. And to thank you, we're going to give you all a beautiful shout out. Or I don't know how beautiful it is, but it'll be entertaining anyway. And I'll tell you that if you comment on Friday's video, which is going to be over an hour long, just a warning, that you will be entered in our next giveaway. What that giveaway is, I don't know yet. We have to work out that. So, here we go. Are you ready? Turn it to the other phone. Ready? Shout out time. Here's a shout out just for you. You support me, so I support you. Here we go with all 700 of you crazy peoples. Alright, we've got First Floor Audio, who I met through Turbo Chat. Two Treasure Brothers, which I think I got from Dig'em, who knows. Three Souls Paranormal, who's been with us for a while. 12 Stone Ranch, which is fairly new. 40 and Broke was fairly new. And Mr. Allen, right there. He is our one of our hiking people who likes to scare me. View from Above is a drone channel. A&M Prospecting, they prospect to look for guys. This is an awesome place if you're looking to grow your channel. Abandoned Wells, he goes into mines. He's a crazy man. Abandoned Exploring Mike, we're waiting on his stickers. I'm going to have Joe check the mail today. I have not had him do that the last couple of days. M&M, my snacky friends, they do food reviews and travel lectures. AZ, who is an urban explorer, also a little bit scary if you are afraid of heights like I am. African Jame, who I believe is actually from Africa, which is our very cool. I love seeing other places, so it's good to see that and explore that. Alabama Dirt Pirates, I believe they are metal detecting people. I just added them to my list because I was updating my list and saw that they had subscribed, so I have not actually checked out their channel, but I will. Alan's Awesome Keto World, which is a very interesting channel. Cooking channel, and I'm not going to try to pronounce that first name because I will mispronounce it. Fluff and Stuff, which is an interesting channel, does some scary stories. Ollie's Crafts, she does some gaming as well. Amber's Para World, paranormal channel. American Wood Relics, very interesting channel. Andre, he does a lot of boxing. Andy does a lot of games. And Angie and Rick do adventures. Annabelle does a lot of reviews. Anabus, I don't know, does a lot of gaming. Anything Possible, very fun name, by the way. Fishing channel, Ash, a Space. You guys, Prospecting, Back Road Exploits, fairly new to us. They do some traveling and stuff. Backroad Hillbillies, they've been with us for a while. Banshee Mining is about prospecting and stuff like that. Barsley Treasure Hunting, again, not mine detecting, that. Metal detecting, that's what I was looking for. Bass Paranormal, by the way, Bass, putting the tape on the little laser grid does work very well. You will see that in October. Bayou Bengal, he does a lot of football, fantasy football, stuff like that. But Loop does a lot of different connecting chats and live streams. Best Bits and Pieces does a little bit of everything. BH Higgles, excuse me, is a metal detecting. Bible Study with Doreen, she does, Bible study. Ben, Urban Exploring. He's been a little bit quiet lately. I know he's having some problems, but he's a great channel. Even if he doesn't post daily or weekly, whatever, it's worth the time to wait and for him to post. Billy's Cartoons, he builds up some old little cartoons. The vlogging one is more about movies and shows. Blackbeard J is metal detecting. Dog Adventures is magnet fishing. Black Guns and Gardens is mostly about gardens from what I've seen. Black Money is awesome if you want to connect. Blackburn is mostly gaming, although he has had some discussions and stuff. Blind Neil, I believe, is also metal detecting. Blistering Magnets, magnetic fishing. Bold Lion is an interesting channel, does a lot of shout outs. Bonnie is a connecting channel, although I haven't had much luck there, so well, we'll see how that goes. Metal fishing right here. Brave Stone Hikers, they hike, I believe, in the UK. Brewers Prospecting, of course, again, they are prospecting for gold and stuff. BS Paranormals, who assures me that he will have our other part of our investigation from June up soon. CC Farms, excuse me, is a farm channel. Can't stop mowing and loving, lots of lawnmower, lots of walking. This is a similar one. I don't even remember subscribing to this one, but I am checking it out. Carl was in our last premiere, so I just got him added. Carlene has some very nice calming videos if you want those in there. Carolina Diamond Products, which I don't understand the name, but I know she was a soldier, so we will be doing some shout out maybe to her and somebody else, if I can find another person, in Veterans Day. Carp's Hardstead, Catching Them Fishing, He Goes Fishing, Cemeteries Down Under from Australia. Cemetery visits with Jim. Lots of cemeteries. How you notice we like cemeteries? The secret. Kenny's Unexplainable Adventures. Charlene, she does a lot of healing and health videos. Very cool. Chris does a lot of gaming. Chris Craft here does a lot of home building repair thingy. Clarabelle is an interesting channel. Clark's Detecting, of course, metal detecting. Heather is paranormal and herbal exploring. Conscious Business is business and connecting, and very interesting channel. Cooking with Bobby's fairly new, but it's a cooking channel. Corner, I have no idea what your channel is about, but it has had a lot of live streams and conversations. Crafty with Leo is very interesting. Triple C, I just added because I saw that they had subscribed to us. I'm going to say that they are a crochet channel. Crocheting with Leanne, she did a shout out to us not long ago. Kirby the Beagle, which is a very cute puppy dog and bird, and comics. Crossroad Explorers, another paranormal. Crypt, DPS, she's wonderful. She does some, she's very supportive. She does a lot of reviews and shopping at hauls, very interesting. This one is about some old stuff. This adventure, she does a lot of interviews. Maybe someday she'll interview us, we'll see. And the Heights, who just changed their channel name to Traveling Tramps, which I am not calling you a tramp, Dave. I just can't do that, I'm sorry. David, he does a lot of live streams, a connecting channel. Derek's Journey, which is if you're trying to get healthy, that's a good one. Destination Tonight, Diggs. Detecting Scotland, I believe he detects in Scotland. Digging. Diggum is also from South Dakota. She is awesome. We're going to meet her someday, maybe next year, we'll see. Urban Explorer, she's from Philippines, I believe. Metal detecting, I believe. Paranormal, metal detecting, guitarist. She is fairly new, interesting channel. Money does little songs, exploring, games, travel. Frog is very sweet. Else, she's very supportive. This one's fairly new. It's mostly, from what I see, mostly clothing. They are connecting. This one is exploring in Brazil, I believe. Most of them have been about irrigation recently, which is kind of fun. Exploring. Cars, Facing Reality, which I believe she's in Jamaica. So a lot of school videos, a lot of connecting. Very fun channel, very interesting. Paranormal, and oops, I did not mean to do that. And now I've done this. Now, I was falling asleep. see. Back down here to where it was. Try not to click on anything again. Alright, let's see. There we go. Fat Ninja's fairly new. Fine dining, they are so fun. They do food reviews and they do little skits. It is fun. Magnet Fishing, Forget Me Not Paranormal, they are very supportive. They do investigations, haunted dolls, things like that. Fork and Chop, I haven't seen them in a while, but they do connecting and Would You Rathers, gamer, fish, gardening, metal detecting, word of the day, or word of the week, I guess I should say. Experience, this one's kind of like their preview channel, and this is their actual exploring channel. They do a lot of hiking, they're fun. They do little dances and stuff. They are so sweet, so supportive, very cool. He does a lot of walking and exploring. Spooky does a lot of paranormal digging, ghosts. These guys are trying to get up to 500, so if you haven't subscribed, do so. Cooking, metal detecting. He does tiny stories about cemeteries. I think that's very interesting. Oh, gotta switch. My foot's falling asleep. There we go. I'm in the living room right now because Joe is sleeping, and I'm going to start work early today. Green Country Paranormal. I haven't seen them in a while, but they do some really good investigations. Gypsy does like videos on stores and sales and things. Haunted by Haunted, another investigation. Haunting again. He's got an interesting channel. He does interviews and other things, paranormal, fishing. Just re-add what I don't remember what she's about. Homestead, they do some interesting, like, home and like canning and stuff like that. Henry does music and cooking. Hilda is awesome, does mukbang and a lot of very, 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 very active chats if you want that. Explorer, digging, history, alcohol, which we don't drink, so this is a weird one to have for me. Betty is awesome. She's a sweetheart, very interesting, very outgoing, very supportive. This one's an interesting channel of knowledge and stuff. And my phone is being weird and being weird and trying to focus. Bring It Every Day, Digger, Blogger, Treasures. I don't quite understand this channel, but I believe they auction stuff. It's like a resell store of it channel. Jamie does music, homesteading, paranormal, fishing. She does home decor and cooking. Very sweet, very supportive. Used to be from South Dakota. We love her. She's awesome. Jeremy, Jericho, Jessica, Dirt, again, metal detecting. Joyful Julie, Julie, if I could read. Just a swinging, I like to tease him and say I'm swinging by, just swinging in. Music, very cool. Adventures. She does mukbang and, mukbang and food reviews and things like that. Kayak, they are a kayaking couple. And they are very cool, very supportive. Miss Kayak is awesome. We always see her around, and she's going to talk me into getting a kayak, and I'm going to get stuck in the middle of the water. It's going to be an experience, and you guys are going to laugh and giggle at us. Maybe next summer, we'll see. Griffins are a very cool family, very supportive, just had a baby. Gaming, metal detecting, no idea, food, connecting. She does slideshows, kind of like our Wednesday. Crafting, unboxing and reviews. This is kind of an interesting one. It's not very active, although they have a lot of subscribers, but it's a connecting and talking channel. Paranormal. They do a lot of skits, which I don't always get, so I apologize, guys. I am not the smartest person in the beans. Life with the Logans, they are sweet and very supportive, interesting family, Very cool, very wholesome. Life with the Mountain Folks, again, very supportive, very cool. Lori does gaming. Lucifer does like a podcast, and I need to catch up on you, Lori. These guys also do panning, exploring, paranormal, magnet fishing, treasure hunting, travel, magnet fishing, makeup and unboxing, spiders. He's nuts. He does also magnet fishing. It's a very, or not magnet fishing, but metal detecting, raccoons mostly, but occasionally there'll be a cemetery, so that's good. Metal fishing, fish. This is an interesting channel, various topics and things, and my phone is being weird today. Metal detecting. She has a disabled child like ours, so I want to support that. He's cray-cray. He likes hot things. I am always teasing him about that. Spiders. I don't understand what this channel is about, but very interesting. Weightlifting. He's fun, supporting, good for weightlifting, motivation, things like that. Scratching channel, fishing, inspiration, panning. Miss T is awesome. She has coffee, and I've missed the last couple days, but I will catch up. I will get in there. Exploring. Nature's Vest has a variety channel, kind of. Adventures. Hiking. Music. Fishing. Paranormal. Food. Homesteading. On the road again. This is a travel channel. They see lots of things, so check them out. They're engaged couple, very sweet, very caring, open-minded. Kara has some very beautiful videos. Very, I envy her editing. She is very cool. Outdoors with Matt. Okay. Overhill hair, lots of hair, and I don't do my hair, so it's kind of interesting to watch. Gaming. This is a Filipino story channel, very interesting. Prospecting. Painting, which I can't do, but Angel loves. Hair again. Dirt. Paralife. Now, not paranormal, but he is a paralyzed person, and his adventures around the world, and adapting to a world that's not very disability friendly, so I love that channel. Paranormal. We don't do metal detecting, although there are a lot of metal detecting channels, but can you tell we like paranormal? Your comments below. Metal detecting, paranormal, cooking, which we are going to do eventually. We're still trying to figure out budget and having means for any things that are not microwavable, but we will get there, I promise. That's something you guys will see. Pin Places, they do a lot of castle tours. So if you like castles, places that are mostly abandoned, check them out. They have some very beautiful videos, very cool people. Planet Mimi vloggy channel, very interesting. Metal detecting, praying couple, they are very supportive, very wholesome. Paranormal, roaming. This is a farmy channel, connecting, things like that. Cooking, detecting, haunted places, metal detecting, rich design, and mostly from what I've seen is a connecting, interacting channel. Robert, Rock Chick beauty products and stuff like that. Very supportive, very supportive. He does a lot of EMPs. I wish I could catch the ones like he does. He's very cool. Roll Explorer, we might meet next summer. He's coming up this way, so that will be fun. Look forward to that. Sage I haven't seen in a while, but it's kind of a food health channel. Paranormal. Scratching channel, very supportive, very active. Very cool guy. Games and connecting and stories, so that's very cool. Also games. Cemeteries, paranormal, things like that. Just reached 300. Shaz is awesome, supportive. She does walks. She does melting, which I did not know was a thing, and is kind of cool, fun to watch. Some of her ones are very pretty. Adventure, Keto Life, Sasquatch, metal detecting. These guys have an anniversary same as ours. Socializing with Sonia. Comedy channel, comedy fishing, which I've never heard of. Paranormal, urban explorer, very cool. Story is awesome. Fishing, sunset to sunshine to sunset. Magnet fishing, very supportive lady, very cool. Paranormal with her spouse. Slots, more metal detecting, was swinging in and check him out. Eats food again. Games, tea, and this couple is really cool, very supportive, always in our chats, premieres, and they go some interesting places, very cool, check them out. Metal detecting, Paranormal Sam, again, paranormal, very supportive, very awesome guy. Adventures, Tourist, Babbling Brooks, I haven't seen them in a while, but they're traveling channel. Backpack Adventures. Bug Bouncer's fairly new. Saw he subscribed, so subscribe to him, so I gotta check him out. Metal Detecting, Explorers, another Scratch channel. This is an interesting channel, very unusual, different theme. Hiking. Hiking Hermit, he does not like people. No, just kidding. We love you, Hermit. He is a very outdoorsy, very remote hiking places, and that is cool. Ranch, Modern Native is up in Canada or Alaska, I can't remember which. Very outdoorsy channel, family channel. Metal detecting, paranormal, metal detecting. This is new to us, got suggested by a friend. They are traveling vloggy channel, metal detecting, music, games, family channel reviews. They are also very sweet, very cool. The Weirdos from Michigan. These two are sweethearts. They're getting into paranormal. They also have a podcast, thrifting, family channel. These guys do cruises and things. We did a shout out to them not very long ago. She's a sweetheart, very supportive, mostly a family blogger. Traveling, treasures, treasure hunter, investigations, guns and stuff. Very supportive. Truth is very interesting channel. Law. I don't understand everything, but I do pop in. Urban. Turtle is awesome. He does a lot of biking. So if you like travel, biking, he's very cool to check out. Paranormal. Vlog. Walk is fairly new, but looks like an interesting channel. Tamsin is also a walking channel, exploring, things like that. Budget. Hippie. Wandering Wando, that they also do some urban exploring and very interesting walking and going out. Wade's side, I like their update, their picture there, Wade. He does some exploring and things like that. Warren is an urban explorer, lawn care, family channel. He does some urban exploring, money, things like that. Paranormal. Outdoors. She's very cool. I wish she had a description for her channel, but it's very supportive, very interesting channel. Check her out. Nightmare, Traveling Tyler. This one is a lot of interesting products that I've never seen before, so check that out. Nature, fishing, and that is the bottom of our list. And this one took 25 minutes. And I'm adding it to one that's already 25 minutes. So, thank you for 50 minutes of listening to me ramble about nothing. 25 for me and 25 for Joe. Anyway, we do appreciate you. Love you all. You're all amazing. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. Like, share, comment, and have a good day. Mr. Bud, tell us a lot about what we're going to see on Friday.
All right. Well, we have been looking at and taking some steps into seeing what was the original sanatorium for Custer County and for the most part West River. It's located about 6 miles south of the town of Custer. And it was originally opened back in 1911. And at one time, it consisted a total of 11 different buildings. The main building that's still there is considered the administration building. And there were numerous wards and wings that the wings are still actually attached, which is kind of cool because from the administration you could go and navigate down these rows of rooms. The big purpose, was to combat tuberculosis, which is a respiratory illness that struck the country pretty badly. Of course, the timing of it was absolutely beautiful. You had tuberculosis, and next thing you had was the Spanish flu. So, yeah, let's not kill everybody with one way, let's try to kill them twice. Now, what would happen is that the idea with a sanitarium is that you get them out and away from the population centers, isolate them, get them to rest, and enjoy nutritious food, fresh air, help boost their immune systems. And so, to the extent, they would have anywhere from 600 to 1,100 people being cared for in this facility. The interesting part of it was that Sanator, the town, actually grew up because of the sanitarium. Family members and the likewise infirm needed a place to stay, and so housing and additional structures were built up around Sanator for the purpose of taking care of family. And this procedure went on for a number of decades. Actually, it was in effect until they finally decided the sanitarium ceased operations in 1963. It was remodeled and then reopened as the Custer State Hospital and School for Individuals with Developmental Disabilities, kind of like our version of the Kim and Custer, Black Hills Works, program that we have up here in Rapid. And from what we saw, there was a lot of work that they, could do as far as educational purposes, training purposes, teaching skills, many different operations that people could use out in a, forest-like setting that it's kind of amazing that they had that much work available in an area of that size. When I was doing some of the readings from '63 until it got turned into its third life form, this campus, if you'll call it that, it had a little bit of everything. The main floor had a high school. There was a doctor's office, a dental office, a movie theater.
Maybe that's what that one desk was for, was one of the offices. It's still in a weird location, though.
Yeah, I know, third floor made no sense, or second floor, depending on, yeah. But anyway, people would come in, they would be trained, they'd be cared for, kind of like our, up here in the Black Hills Works establishment that helps find jobs and stuff like that for people who have developmental disabilities, But that worked until the mid-90s when they decided in 1996 those patients were moved into the community, again, to serve as their own guardians or live with assisted people, stuff like that. The third function that they made was what was known as Star Academy. Now, Star Academy, for the lack of a better term, and Yes, even the people who run it are still trying to get away from the namesake. Um, it was considered like a boot camp. Basically, what happened is that they had people that they would get in trouble with the law,
Troubled teens.
breaking windows, spray painting, graffiti. Their parents
Rambunctious youth.
couldn't do anything with them, so they would get taken before a judge, and the judge would say, well, we can't really throw you into a cell with the adults. Let's send you to the Star Academy. Well, the way that the Star Academy worked was that basically you're out and away from population bases, again,
You away
5-6
from
miles from customers.
all the people, so you can't get in trouble.
Yeah. And with a great big structure like they had, like I said, one huge administration building, 4-floor wings branching off from the main. There's also a power plant. There's a laundry. There is steam piping, which also has a benefit of being more cost effective. But to give you an idea how big this structure is, it's a total of 174 acres. That's how big the campus is. At its peak, it would serve up to 300 youth, 170 employees into the early 2000s. And this Department of Corrections hub, their basic idea is that this way they could teach, instruct the youth how to, better handle their times, work with society, a lot of the studies that we know nowadays where, putting people into boot camp just doesn't work. But for the primary purpose that they had,
I don't know. There's some programs that are set up similarly. I just don't know that all of them are.
Right. Because you do got, the scared straight benefits, which, people try to say, oh, it doesn't help. I'll tell you what.
I think it depends on the person.
Right.
Some people seeing that, they're like, okay, I don't want that, and other people are going to be like, no. It's just like anything else. It works for some and doesn't work for others. So that's why you have multiple different types of places.
Yeah.
Because if this one doesn't work, well, this one's a little bit different, so maybe it will.
Yeah. But as you got, within this structure, it was literally a fully utilized facility. The main floor had your offices, your intake, it had classrooms. They basically called the first floor Evergreen High School because it was a fully functional high school. You had classrooms, you had that dental lab, you had a medical facility, you had everything you needed on one floor. They even had the loading docks, so people could come in shackles as needed, cuffs, checked in, given a quick medical exam to see, if everything's good. And then your second floor was your primary housing, smaller rooms. Some of the places could be set up with bunk beds, depending on how many people were staying in a place. But you figure with the 4 wings, up there you could have a max of, 300 people, depending on how packed you wanted to put them in there. They probably started having limitations, depending on how many people they would have coming in and going out. They even have some places that if the kids, all of a sudden had no place to return to, they could be moved into Custer, set up with jobs, places to live, different degrees of help. The third floor was kind of interesting because back when they had tuberculosis, doctors would live up there. And then once the Star Academy took over, the Department of Corrections would have people stay up there. They would have members of law enforcement stay up there. And then also some of the extra staff that had to come from certain distances away would go up there.
Especially during the winter.
The big thing is, again, it's South Dakota, so if they're in the middle of a blizzard and they can't get back down to Custer, stay overnight. From the sound of it, there's suites up there on that top floor, which,
I believe from what we saw.
yeah, maybe go up there and look around. Um, the basement is kind of interesting. We did get to go down into there a little bit and do a little view. I guess that used to be a weight room area down there, and also they used to store the pipes and stuff because apparently they did a lot of work with speed. And
The pipes, I believe, concerning that one room, but weight room, I'm guessing maybe that center room, but I really just can't picture it.
down in the basement. But and then of course the interesting thing also when I was doing little studies on this, apparently somebody who was a former guest of the state at the Star Academy last year got drunk and started smashing up stuff, throwing fire hydrants, turning on the water, causing a royal mess on 3 floors. He was also smart enough to go ahead and leave DNA evidence, and so they were able to track him down. And from as far as I can tell, he's presently a guest of the system again. But the big thing that I did read, and interestingly enough, this building no longer exists. There used to be a building that was shaped like a hexagon.
Interesting.
It was connected by tunnels. The tunnels are still there, but I didn't see where this tunnel extended out, probably because we didn't go very deep into the basement. It was shaped like a big hexagon, and it basically was where they had your solitary confinement cells. They weren't really a lockdown method. Some people said people would get in trouble just to get away from everybody else. Go in there for 4
solitary,
hours,
getting kind of.
Yeah.
I need my alone time.
You let me chill out, and I will be back with you as soon as I'm capable. But as far as all the options, like for example, we saw on the second floor there is there's a great big auditorium, which is kind of cool. We did see some additional hallways going off. Sue and Angel went all the way up to the next floor beyond, which we may do this on next Sunday. We'll see what the weather holds. But the funny part about it was we were trying to decide how we should go about this because I had tried to contact the guy that owns the property, left several messages, never got her back. And so a pickup had pulled up. And yours truly, who decided to boldly go out and talk to these folks, said, as long as you don't do anything, vandalism or anything, take some pictures, shoot a little video, you'd be fine with it.
And then I tried to inconspicuously hide in the car. We sucked at it. We were laughing and giggling, and we were not very good spies.
This is where Joe with the social butterfly effect tends to work really well. But anyway, so we got the permission to go out, check it out. We do hear, and this is both the sad thing, unless I happen to get in touch with the guy, this building is going to get torn down. They haven't done it yet because of the asbestos issue, which I can understand. A lot of old buildings that we have up here, that was their primary form of insulation. A lot of asbestos in a lot of these buildings. They would have to remediate it or remove it, and then they're going to detonate the building. So if we do see that happen, we may have to post up a video of that too. But the big thing is that we're getting video and pictures of a structure that will no longer exist. So it's kind of cool to that effect. But as well as some of the area around it, when they bought this plot of land, they are building houses out of the outside ring. Like I was mentioning, there's a complete power station right by the road.
Which they haven't decided what they're doing with yet.
Yeah, they still haven't figured out what to do with that one or the laundry room. Both of those are still, pretty well intact. And there is the cemetery, which, interestingly enough, is not on Found a Grave. So we may have to post that up for our own amusement.
It'll be posted eventually.
Interestingly enough, I did read that the cemetery, the markers that are there, were from the days when it was a hospital. When they called it the South.
I don't remember them being that old. I'll have to look at the pictures from then.
Yep. but it'll be something to check out. I guess they actually even use the small pond that's next to it. They used to use it for canoeing. Hi, kayak lady.
It doesn't seem like it's big enough.
Apparently,
Unless it was bigger at one time. Cause
it might have been, because apparently one of those other little wooden structures back there was part of the either irrigation or sanitation.
Huh.
So maybe they use it as a water pump to pump it into the facility.
Maybe.
It's a possibility. But yeah, this structure at one time was huge. If you do some diligence, I have seen pictures of when it was originally the big sanitarium.
We'll have some pictures on the
it had
video.
like 11 buildings. You had one big.
I'll see if I can get all
annex,
of something like that.
Beyond that, it was just absolutely huge. But we hope on Friday you guys enjoy the heck out of this.
Don't laugh at us too much, please.
Huh?
Don't laugh at us too much, please.
It was an awesome little trip inside. I wish I could have seen it before they started doing all this. But what was so funny is the first time we saw it, it still had its gates open. It still had fence up. We had no idea they were going to start destroy. We were watching it slowly be destroyed. But if you see the pictures, 90% of the windows are out of it, which means they're going through the last final effects, trying to find out what they can remediate, work around it. I told them what they should do is go ahead and do like the waiver league. Put fence up, have people sign waivers, and go walk through it.
I think too much of it's been destroyed for that idea, though.
That could be too.
Because they've blown out some of the walls.
Yeah, I saw that by that one opening they've got.
In a couple of different areas. So,
big area,
I mean, Waverly's pretty much all together. But if you look at the conditions of at the inside, it's not in the best shape. And we've seen, like Zach and some of the other crews have had ventilators on there. So
right.
It's not exactly the best safety health-wise.
Right.
But people are aware of that and take precautions when they do their investigations and tours.
Yeah. It says here, interesting little item, and you can see also from some of the videos and stuff, this place has old fireplaces that, like when the doctors lived in the suites in the building.
Oh yeah, lots of fireplaces.
They're not functional anymore, but, they're pretty huge. At one time, there's a control room. I did not see the control room.
I'm wondering if it's one of those rooms that we pass with all the windows.
That could be.
Because it seems like those would be control rooms.
Yeah. It says at one time there was over 150 cameras throughout the facility monitored by
There's
staff.
definitely no more cameras there.
No, the cameras are
or monitors.
Yeah. And interestingly enough, at one time when people would arrive on the bus, they also had the ability to basically lock the doors with a keystroke, which is cool. At its peak, 6 to 8 offenders a day were admitted. By the time it was set to close, there were only 2 days a month when vans arrived with new use. By the time they were already set to close it, there were 3 youth left in the facility. Like I mentioned, main building's ground floor was the Evergreen High School, given the name that the Star Academy had for it. Classrooms, other rooms one would expect, including a library. We saw the library.
We did.
Principal's office and a laboratory. When the Star Academy closed, the lab equipment was actually donated to the Custer High School.
Interesting.
The wing also had the former dining hall and kitchen. We saw those, or where they were. A massive kitchen where meals up to 300 youth a day were prepared. Whiteboard with messages about meal times and snacks still hangs on one of the walls. Did not see that. A large mixer, cauldrons, and walk-in coolers have gone dormant over a year ago, so that probably all was stripped out. A large multi-purpose room for training, visits, chapel, or anything else that required a lot of space. Dental office, medical room, medical exam room were found here. Water still running in the dentist office to prevent frozen pipes. So I imagine
didn't check any of the faucets that we saw.
Yeah. More offices, a day room where you could play pool, foosball, video games, a movie room where people who exhibited good behavior could just chill out on a couch with some popcorn and watch movies on a large screen TV. Large rooms where root counseling was held. Hi, my name is Joe, and I've got a ghost habit.
Oops.
A sleeping area where rows of bunk beds once set. Adjacent was a large bathroom shower facility. The main building's third floor north was home to the Youth Challenge Center 2, with similar rooms to the Challenge 1 wing. South part of the second floor housed the living center for those who had completed their correctional placement but didn't have a home to return to. So Janklow, the governor at the time, told us to raise them. So we did. Those who stayed in the area held jobs and often attended the Custer High School. The intent of the program was to prepare those who were turning 18 for independent living. Although sometimes that was hard, there weren't a lot of job opportunities in Custer in the winter.
Nope, there's not.
You think about Custer and what's south, there is two very tiny towns. You've got the first one that comes to mind is we did the cemetery. That helps a whole lot.
Yeah, that helps a whole lot.
I'm trying to remember because there's two towns down there. Pringle is one.
Okay.
And then the second one isn't even a town anymore. All it's left is the fire station. But then further south from that, you've got Hot Springs, which it's a little bit bigger than Custer. I mean, they have a full-time year-round downtown. If you keep going down from there, you've got Edgemont, which has got the railroad. Or you could go north from Custer, you wind up with Hill City, Keystone, which is dead during the winter, or Rapid. So, people have different options of where to go. Interesting enough, when we were doing a walkthrough, we also saw that there were elevators, which, is understandable, including a freight elevator from 1923 that still works, apparently, they say.
I'm not trusting that.
No. If you go from the outside, there's the old Brady Academy, which is now gone. That's what they tore down. There's also a large gymnasium that one time had a rock climbing wall and a sport court to prevent injuries, and a football that was just sitting in. There was a former welding shop with a gas pump that state vehicles could use. And interestingly enough, a total of 11 houses that sat around the building for, staff could use. But
I think we saw, 6 of those that are not in the best shape.
There are about 5 or 6 left. Most of them are now on beams waiting to be moved off, probably going to be auctioned off. Anybody want to buy a house,
I wouldn't. They do way too much
repair
to be needed. No.
They look like they're from the 30s. They're pretty old.
They are very old and in bad shape. No.
A big water tower still sits up above the entire campus. And that is the primary lookout for the entire building. But again, enjoy the tour that we take. We'll probably do a second tour next week.
Oh, we are? I thought we were done with it.
I thought about going up to the upper floor and see those suites and stuff. Unless I want to highly become creative and jump over that thing in the basement. But let me explain this. Okay, we went into the basement.
You'll see it on the video.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know you can see the hole because I did not get close enough.
Yeah, you were close enough. On the right side of this basement room, it's a big basement room, and then there's 2 side rooms.
There are a couple of stairways that might go down to other areas.
That's a possibility too.
Because remember, we saw that a couple of places where there were stairways. We didn't go down.
Additional stairwells. Down on the right side, there is a hallway that, if you look at the picture, it goes down. Well, I was going to walk up that way, but about 5 steps in, there is a big gap. And I would say it's maybe 2.5, 3 feet across. And I was like, as much as I'd like to go over there, I don't think I can. So
we're not jumpy people.
Yeah. So either maybe bring a board and walk across it.
I don't know that I would trust a board with our weight. It'd have to be a really solid, thick board.
Or something. Or B, look around.
I would just try some of those other stairs.
Yeah.
And see if there's another way down there.
Some other way to come down through it.
Although I didn't realize we were thinking about going back because are we going to be, well, I guess we technically already have permission, so it wouldn't be a problem, but
right.
Also makes kind of putting up this video kind of silly because we may have to put up a second one. But that doesn't mean it bad. It just
Yeah.
makes it kind of...
Unless we just want to, tell them what we discovered and leave it as a postscript.
No, we would never do a thing like that.
Tell us in the comments what you think we should do. Should we do another video, or should we just give you guys the details and say that it was completely silly? But again, this is Joe, the bearded one. That's Sue, the one behind the camera, and the goose is sleeping.
Good night.
Good night.